on, everybody? Welcome back to JJD TV. I'm your host, Josh, and today we are back with another match preview, and I'm excited about it because the international break isn't always my favorite thing. I honestly was trying to sit down and watch a few games, and I just couldn't, I just couldn't get real into it. I was just craving for the Bundesliga to get back, and it is, and we get to obviously have our upcoming game. We are away to Hoffenheim, and like we always do with these previews, we're just going to take a little bit of the history between the clubs. And honestly, I'm a little nervous. We haven't won at Hoffenheim since 2012. We haven't beat Hoffenheim since 2017. And we didn't take a single point from them last season. So our track record right now isn't looking the best. And considering they demolished us 4-0 at the end of the season last year, I mean, that stung. I mean, the game didn't mean much of anything. I don't take it with like too much to consider. But it was still a pretty poor result all around. So they're one of those teams, and the history just right now isn't quite on our side. So I mean, we're gonna have to obviously try to change that because we don't want to repeat of that last game. And looking at the form of the two teams, we're both 2-0-1, and we're coming off obviously a win while they're coming off a 2-1 defeat to Frankfurt. So at least with momentum, we got a little bit more with that bounce back game we had compared to their loss. So it's gonna be pretty interesting to see how these two teams go in here. Obviously the winter break, or the international break was there, so I mean, the real momentum could have got stopped. So I don't know. It's gonna be very interesting to see where these two teams can pick back up. But when you look over at Hoffenheim, they play in that 3-5-2 formation. I mean, they're gritty. They tackle hard. They're a tough team to break down, which is why they obviously demolished us at the end of last season and had a good run at Bayern this year. So I mean, there's very wary, but we're gonna line up, I believe, sort of similar. So looking over at our team, and we're not quite the 3-5-2, but we are more than likely going to run the 3-4-1-2 like we've been doing. If I'm going to do a projected lineup, and again, I mean, I'm going to try to project not just what I think this time, because I'm going to get one of them right these days. But I believe Berkey's going to be back, and he's going to be in goal with Thomas Meunier, who's probably going to be our right wing back. I'm assuming because Kanji may not be ready in time, we're going to have probably Chan on the right with Hummels in the middle, and then Piszczek jumping in on the left, or Chan maybe on the left and Piszczek on the right. Guerrero as our left wing back. I think he's going to stick with Bellingham and Witsel in the middle. I think Royce is finally, I think he's going to be the start there with our captain leading it in that cam position with Sancho and Haaland up front. I will more than likely be wrong because I can't nail it, it seems to be, but that's what I think you'll probably go. I think just on the consistency of some of those players, as well as Royce trying to get back to full fitness. I think with the break, I think he's hopefully getting closer to that. So that's how I think we're gonna line up there. And looking at the key players, I think, and those key matchups that I like to take a look at, you can't get away from Kramich. Kramich is on an absolute tear. I mean, in that 4-0 loss to them, he scored all 4 goals. I know it's last season, but he hasn't really slowed down. He's been lighting up the Bundesliga this year, and he's going to be a very tough one for us to keep an eye on. And I think it's going to have to come from Mats Hummels. So that Kramich-Hummels little lineup is going to be important. I think Hummels is going to have to lead our back line, be the leader that we know he is, and he's going to have to shut down Kramich because he's absolutely dangerous coming at us. And if we aren't able to shut him down, he's going to pop in the back of our net. So by far, he's the player to watch on the Hoffenheim side. But for us, I think it's going to be Sancho. I mean, he's a player that I think they're going to have to look out for because I know he's got obviously the COVID protocol, as well as obviously the rumors finally coming to an end. I want to see how he just puts it all behind him, gets back out on the pitch, and puts in a big performance. And I think he's looking ready for one. I think he's going to be itching to get on the score sheet. And then for Hoffenheim, Kevin Voigt is always a big one. Like Hummels, he sits in the middle of the back three. Big body, strong header to the ball, and he's going to be one that is going to obviously try to stop Sancho, Haaland, those kind of guys. And that's a little matchup I think that's going to be interesting to watch and see if Sancho can maneuver his way around Voigt and either get a goal for himself or potentially set up Haaland for another one. But it's going to be an interesting matchup. I can't wait for the Bundesliga to get back. It just didn't feel the same this weekend without it. And I'm really hoping that Dortmund can come back from the international break, get on the front foot, continue with that big win we had, and just carry it on. As well as finally really get a result in, a much needed result against a team that's been causing us a lot of problems the last few years. So looking at my predictions, I'm just going to do the one prediction this week, and it is going to be our prediction. It's going to be the Dortmund-Hoffenheim game, and I desperately want this prediction to come true. And I think it's going to be a close game. I mean, Kramich is a very challenging player to stop, and we are away. So I'm going to guess a 2-1 victory for the boys. I think they're going to come at us with a lot of chances, and Kramich is going to get a chance. But I'm hoping that just Holland coming off that hat trick with Norway and Sancho itching back in the team, hopefully Royce, Reina, whoever it may be, we just get that offense that we need, and we can finally put this team to bed and get a much-needed victory against Hoffenheim. So that is my match preview. Everyone, I know you guys are all excited for the Bundesliga to start back up, as am I, and I hope we start off on the right foot. So if you're new around here, be sure to comment, like, and subscribe. We really appreciate it. We love all the support so far. And until next time, take care.